David was someone who kept God's wisdom in his heart. In other words, he desired God's wisdom. He didn't desire his own wisdom. He didn't desire his own ways. He didn't depend on his own wisdom. In Proverbs chapter 3, we're going to be reading from verse 1 to verse 10 as we go through this series. And today we focused on verse 1 and 2 because in these verses you will see that the first verse is an instruction and the second verse is the result or the reward of that instruction. And here very clearly God says that you have to keep his commandments in your heart. Once you keep his commandments in your heart, as a result, you will have long life and length of days and peace. How many of you are chasing peace? Peace in your mind, peace in the heart, peace in your thought process, peace about tomorrow. Right now, there's a war going on. There's a war going on. But we need peace, right? Now, this peace that God is talking about is the peace that no matter what's happening around you, you will not fear tomorrow. You will not fear man. You will not fear losing anything. You will not fear death. Because your life is in the hands of God. Your life and your eternal life is in the hands of Jesus Christ. He will never leave you nor abandon you. So we get long life, we get length of days. In other words, when you desire God's laws in your heart and you cherish them and you live by them, you will automatically live a long life and a fruitful life and a life without sickness and a life that you will actually enjoy. How many of us are living a life in an older age and not enjoying it because of sickness, because of being abandoned by our family members, because of problems in finances, because of many other things that are happening? All these things will not happen if you cherish from right now God's laws in your heart. God's laws in your heart. By that I mean that you desire to follow in his ways. This is what made David special. He desired to do God's will, and he wanted to please God with everything he said and everything he did. And this is what gave him success. Sure, we see that later on he fails in many things, but the initial heart he has was right. The initial heart he has was a heart that desired God and had that peace to know that no matter what he faces, he will be victorious. Why? Because he kept God's commandments in his heart. The center of his life was to please God, not to please men. The center of his life was to fear God, not to fear man. And we will read later on that the beginning of wisdom is what? The fear of the Lord. In other words, you fear God, okay? And you will automatically achieve wisdom. You fear walking away from his ways, and automatically everything will work out in your life because of the wisdom he will give you. By keeping his commandments, by keeping his ordinances, by keeping his rules and regulations about living life, not only living with others, but living with him, you will always prosper, you will always be healthy, and you will always do the right thing. And this is the key. David had that key. He desired, he cherished, he understood the value of obeying God. You and I many times obey, and we don't want to obey, and we don't cherish, and then we resent. We say, I don't like this. God is forcing me to do this. God is making these rules for me, and I'm not enjoying life. But if you understood and you loved to obey God, you would enjoy obeying His commandments because you will see the fruits. You understand how beneficial it is for you. So with this, be encouraged as we continue in this series of understanding the heart, the importance of the heart, and how if you have the right heart, God will use you, God will transform you. And if you invite Jesus Christ into your heart, that's what starts to happen. You start to be transformed. Once Jesus Christ is in the center of your life, in the center of your thought process, in the center of your desires, that's when life changes. That's when the peace of God reigns over your life. And you can face tomorrow. You can face today. And you can face yesterday. So God bless you with this. And I encourage you to surrender more and more to Christ, because His plans are perfect. His plans are only for your good and not for your evil. God bless you.